welcome back. So let's talk about carbon and its compounds. Okay, it's a new chapter that we have to start. So in this chapter, it's totally, you can say, it's different from the chapters whatever you have studied till now. Till now, whatever you have studied, all the reactions and all acids, bases, and so many reactions are there. So that is a different concept we have studied. Fine, like related to the ionic bond, you can say. All the reactions are based on the ionic bond. Now, you will be dealing with the covalent bond and the reactions related to that. You will be finding the reactions different from those reactions. You will find the difference. Those reactions are totally based on ionic bond. Today, in this chapter, you will be dealing with the reactions which are totally based on the covalent bond. As we know that two types of bonds are there. In the metals and non-metals, we have discussed that what is bond. You know what is bond? It's a force of attraction only. Yes? Bond is what? It's a force of attraction. And it's of two types. Basically, it is of three types. The third type it's of higher level. So, you will be studying later on. So, according to you, it's of two types. Ionic bond and covalent bond. Fine. So, ionic bond we have discussed in the previous chapter that this is a kind of bond which is formed by the complete transference of electrons from the metal to the non-metal. So this we have seen formed between metal and non-metal. And covalent bond, we'll see here, this can be formed between two non-metals. Why only non-metals? Why it's not possible for a metal to form the covalent bond? Because we know that metals having a reducing nature, they have a tendency to lose electrons. Fine, but non-metals, they are having a tendency to accept the electrons. Yes? So this is a difference. So let's see how covalent bond gets formed. So we'll talk about covalent bond. Covalent, as co word is coming, it's related to sharing, corresponding, and valent is coming from the valency. So this is valency. You can say that it consists of two words, co, valent. So it's sharing or corresponding to the other ion, and valent means valency. So here you can say that sharing of valence electrons takes place. Sharing of valence electrons takes place. Fine. So let's start with the covalent bond. So how it is formed and what is the condition? How will come to know that covalent bond has to be formed? So let's start with the valency part only, whatever you know, from that only I will start. We know that for the completion of octet, or you can say to attain stability, because we know that every element in the universe or every person also, if you take the example of yours, you also want stability. So everybody wants stability in this world. Fine. Same here the case with the elements. They also want stability. They also want to become stable. But how they will become stable? Like how we will become stable? By achieving our goals, by whatever we want to achieve in our life. By achieving that, we will become stable. So elements, they want electrons to become stable. Or you can say they want complete octet. Then they will get stability. Fine. So stability means completion of octet, means that 8 electrons has to be present in its valence shell. So let's see. We have seen that you have learned this in 9th standard that if valence electrons, how to calculate valency? Valency is equal to valence electrons if electrons are less than 4 in outermost shell. Yes. Then the second of this you have studied valence electrons, 8 minus valence electrons if electrons are more than 4 in outermost shell. And the last one is valence electrons if equal to 4, then it will remain same. Fine. Now let's take the example. If say sodium configuration is 281. Fine. So what is the valency? This is the first case. Less than 4, so it is equal to 1 only, because number of valence electrons, so valency is 1. Let's take another example. Okay, let's say chlorine 287. What is valency? Here electrons are 7, it means 8 minus 7, so that is 1. 1 is the valency. Now let's take the case of carbon. It's 2, 4. It's equal to 4, so valency is 4 only. We will not subtract, we will not take as it is, we will take as it is only, we will not subtract from 8 if it is equal to 4. This will come in the other cases also, like in silicon and all. Fine. So let's now come to our point, that is carbon. Fine. So we have seen that how ionic bond gets formed between sodium metal and the non-metal. See here valency is 1. So it's easy for sodium to lose 1 electron. Easy for chlorine to accept 1 electron for the completion of the octet, because they are attaining the nearest noble gas configuration. But see the carbon. It's not easy for the carbon to lose all the 4 electrons. Fine. And to accept 4 electrons. As I already told you, this electron losing or gaining, this is not taking place of its own. It's not easy for sodium, okay fine, take 1 electron. No. It's not easy for the chlorine, okay, give 1 electron or do 7 electron. No, it's not easy. For this, in losing and gaining of electron, energy is required. So that energy has to be supplied from outside. So in case of carbon, energy requirement is the criteria. Because of that, it's not able to lose or gain its electrons, 4 electrons for the completion of octet. So now there is no other option. So now finally, it has to share the electrons. So let's see. So now this is all about 9th standard I have discussed. Now we'll come to our chapter, that covalent bond about carbon. So covalent bond, it is defined as the bond formed by the sharing of electrons. Sharing of electrons, for example, like HCl. We'll discuss how. Then carbon, CH4, they all are examples of the covalent compounds. Can say, what are covalent compounds? Compounds containing covalent bonds, like ionic compounds. So compounds containing covalent bonds are known as covalent compounds. Other examples are also there. We'll discuss later on. C2H6 and then so many CO2, N2, Cl2, etc. These are the examples of the covalent bond. We'll discuss how it gets formed. We'll discuss later on. So let's talk about its properties. Like we have discussed the properties of ionic compounds, so it's opposite to that of the covalent, opposite to that of the ionic properties. So let's have a look on the first property. that covalent compounds do not conduct electricity except graphite, that we'll discuss later. Second, these are soluble in organic solvents like ether, benzene, carbon disulfide, ether, benzene, then you can say chloroform. So this is the second property. Third property, it's related to its melting point. These have low melting point and boiling point. Why? Due to weaker forces of attraction. Now why weaker forces we are saying? Because it is formed by the sharing of electrons, and then when you know that whenever anything is getting shared, so you can say its nature, or you can say its amount in terms of amount, or here we are talking about the bond, it's in terms of force, so that become less. For example, if we are having 5 chocolates, fine, and the persons, they are more in number, so how much part of that we will get? Are you getting how I am comparing the bond with the chocolate? See, its bond is nothing, it's a force of attraction, and force of attraction means what? Let's see. It's very interesting. So, but we are saying that bond, you always remember, bond means force of attraction, and we know that there is no symbol to show the force, but here we are showing with the line. And bond always formed by electrons. Okay, 2 electrons together form one bond. So 2 electrons are required for the formation of 2 electrons is 1 bond. 4 electrons means 2 bond. 6 electrons means 3 bond, and so on. This is the meaning. It is formed by the electrons. That's why the electrons are the main, you can say, important factor for the formation of the bond. So I am comparing with that why covalent bond is weaker. So let's discuss that. Covalent bond, it's weaker than ionic bond. Why? Why it is weaker? We are saying forces are weaker, and here it is stronger, because these are the electrostatic forces, electrostatic, and formed by complete transference of electrons. But here it is weaker. These are, you can say, formed by sharing of electrons. As I was giving the example of chocolate, if you are having 5 chocolates and 5 person, well and good. Everyone will get one chocolate, so there is no fight and all, nothing is there. Fine, because 5 persons are there and 5 chocolates are there, so everyone has got the one. But here, electrons, you can say electrons are less, but atoms are more, and they have to share only those electrons. Then how you can say, how you will then talk about the force? Electrons are less, 4 electrons are there, but they has to be shared by 2 atoms to form the formation of bond. It means the force will become weaker, because atoms are more and electrons are less. Are you getting? So that's why the covalent bond is weaker as compared to, because it is from the sharing. As suppose if you want chocolates are 5 and persons are 10, then how much you will get? Only half of that, because it will, you can say, just get divided among 10 persons. So the share will be less, so here the share of electrons will be less. So that's why the bond is weaker. Less electrons, weaker bond. More electrons, stronger bond. So it's like that. Fine? less electrons, weaker bond, and more electrons, stronger bond. You can see less electrons, more atom. More electrons or less atom, or you can say equal. So this is something like that, you can understand. You just note it down as a note point. So that's why this is weaker. Now let's talk about the carbon. That carbon always forms covalent bond, that is having 4 electrons in its valence shell. So rest we'll discuss later on. So carbon forms covalent compounds. So that's why this chapter is totally about carbon and its compound. Forms covalent compounds. So in this chapter, we will be dealing completely with the covalent compounds. Form covalent compounds like CH4, C2H6, C2H5OH. This you will learn. What is this? This is methane. We will talk about later on ethane. Then ethanol, etc. Fine. So that's why carbon and its compounds. So this is all about the basic to start this chapter. I think the basic is clear to you. Now in the next class we'll talk about that why carbon cannot lose or and all. What is the versatile nature of that? So that we'll see in the next class. I hope it's clear to everyone till here. So till then, thank you and have a nice day.